France, a land of poets and warriors, thinkers and revolutionaries. But before it was a nation, it was an identity forged through centuries of struggle and triumph. The story of France begins long before the Eiffel Tower or Versailles. It begins in the forests and rivers of ancient Gaul. Long before France, the land was home to the Gauls, Celtic tribes known for their courage and fierce independence. They farmed the land, traded with neighboring peoples, and lived by the sword. But in 58 BCE, Rome came. Julius Caesar, one of history's greatest generals, launched his campaign to conquer Gaul. After years of brutal fighting, the Gallic leader Vercingetorix united the tribes against Rome. His resistance reached its peak at the Siege of Alesia, where his army made a last stand. But Caesar's legions prevailed, and Gaul fell under Roman control. Rome built cities, roads, and theaters, and from this occupation came something lasting: the seeds of French civilization. The Latin language, Roman laws, and Christianity would later shape the soul of France. By the 5th century, the Roman Empire had crumbled. Across Europe, Germanic tribes filled the vacuum. Among them were the Franks, fierce warriors who settled in northern Gaul. Their leader, Clovis I, changed history. In 486 CE, he defeated the last Roman forces in Gaul and founded the Merovingian dynasty, uniting the tribes into one kingdom. But his greatest act came in 496 CE, when Clovis converted to Christianity. His baptism by Saint Remigius symbolized the union of the Frankish crown and the Catholic Church. It marked the birth of France as both a kingdom and a Christian nation. 2 centuries later, another Frankish ruler rose, Charlemagne, or Charles the Great. He expanded the Frankish kingdom into a vast empire stretching across Western Europe. In the year 800 CE, on Christmas Day, Pope Leo III crowned Charlemagne Emperor of the Romans. It was a symbolic moment, the rebirth of the Western Empire. Charlemagne ruled with vision, promoting education, culture, and justice. He established schools, preserved classical knowledge, and reformed governance. When he died in 814, his empire fractured, but his legacy endured. He became known as the Father of Europe, the bridge between ancient Rome and medieval Christendom. After centuries of fragmentation and Viking invasions, France found stability under Hugh Capet. Crowned in 987 CE, he established the Capetian dynasty, ruling from Paris. A small territory at first, but a growing heart of power. Over generations, the Capetian kings expanded their domain through diplomacy and marriage, building a centralized monarchy. France began to take shape, a kingdom with borders, language, and a shared identity. Centuries later, France faced its greatest test: the 100 Years' War against England. A dynastic conflict over the French crown turned into a long and brutal struggle. Cities burned, kings fell. The French countryside lay in ruin. But amid despair, hope emerged in the form of a young peasant girl, Joan of Arc. Claiming divine guidance, she led French forces to victory at Orléans and inspired her people to fight for their nation. Captured and executed by the English in 1431, she became a martyr and later a saint. By 1453, the French finally expelled the English, and a new sense of unity was born. France had survived, and now it would begin to rise. The Renaissance swept through France in the 1500s, an age of art, literature, and discovery. Thinkers studied humanism, architects built elegant palaces, and kings sought to glorify their courts. Yet this was also a time of violence. The French wars of religion pitted Catholics against Protestants, known as Huguenots. The most infamous moment came in 1572, the St. Bartholomew's Day massacre, where thousands of Protestants were killed in Paris. After decades of bloodshed, peace returned under Henry IV, who issued the Edict of Nantes, granting religious tolerance. It was a rare moment of reconciliation, one that would help heal a divided land. The 17th century belonged to Louis XIV, the Sun King. Ascending the throne as a child, he ruled for 72 years. One of the longest reigns in European history, Louis believed in absolute power, declaring, "I am the state." He built the Palace of Versailles, a masterpiece of Baroque splendor and political control. Under his reign, France became Europe's leading power in art, fashion, and war. But his wars drained the treasury and burdened the poor. The glittering court of Versailles stood as both a symbol of royal glory and of excess that would soon invite revolution. As the 18th century dawned, new ideas began to challenge old power. Philosophers like Voltaire, Rousseau, and Montesquieu questioned monarchy, religion, and inequality. Coffee houses and salons became centers of debate. Books circulated with radical thoughts about freedom, equality, and democracy. These ideas, the spirit of the Enlightenment, would inspire revolutions around the world. And in France, they would soon ignite a fire that could not be contained. By 1789, France was broke, hungry, and restless. The monarchy had lost touch with its people, and the nation demanded change. It began with the storming of the Bastille, a symbol of royal tyranny. The people took to the streets, shouting for liberty and equality. The Declaration of the Rights of Man declared that all citizens were born free and equal. But freedom came with blood. King Louis XVI and Queen Marie Antoinette were executed. The Reign of Terror, led by Robespierre, claimed thousands of lives under the guillotine. Yet through the chaos, a new idea emerged, that power belonged to the people. It was a revolution that changed not only France, but the course of human history. From the revolution's ashes rose a soldier, Napoleon Bonaparte. Brilliant, ambitious, and daring, he seized power in 1799. Crowning himself emperor in 1804, Napoleon reformed France's laws, education, and military. The Napoleonic Code became a foundation for modern law around the world. His conquest spread French influence across Europe, but his ambition led to disaster. The failed invasion of Russia in 1812 and his final defeat at Waterloo in 1815 ended his empire. Napoleon was exiled, but his legacy remained. He had reshaped France into a modern state and left an indelible mark on the world. After Napoleon's fall, France struggled to find stability. Kings returned, revolutions erupted, and the dream of liberty endured. In 1830 and 1848, uprisings once again overthrew monarchs. By 1870, after defeat in the Franco-Prussian War, the monarchy was gone for good. The Third Republic was born, and democracy took root. It was a new era, one of industrialization, social reform, and artistic brilliance. France entered the modern age. When the First World War began, France once again stood at the heart of Europe's conflict. Trenches carved through its fields. Entire cities were destroyed. The Battle of Verdun and the Somme became symbols of sacrifice and suffering. Over 1 million French soldiers perished, but the nation endured, emerging victorious, though scarred forever. Just 2 decades later, another war engulfed Europe. In 1940, Nazi Germany invaded and occupied France. The country was divided, the north under occupation, the south under the Vichy regime. But resistance never died. From the shadows, brave men and women fought back, sabotaging railways, gathering intelligence, and spreading hope. From exile, Charles de Gaulle broadcast his call. France has lost a battle, but not the war. By 1944, Allied troops liberated Paris. France was free again. In 1958, amid political instability, Charles de Gaulle founded the Fifth Republic, the system that still governs France today. Post-war France rebuilt its economy, decolonized, and embraced democracy. In the 20th and 21st centuries, France became a global leader in culture, art, and diplomacy. It helped shape the European Union, championed human rights, and remained a beacon of liberty. From the ruins of empire to a modern democracy, France had risen once again. From the ancient Gauls to modern Paris, France has stood for more than borders or kings. It has stood for ideas, for liberty, equality, and fraternity. Through conquest and revolution, through war and peace, France has continually reinvented itself. Its story is one of resilience, a people who never stop rising.